What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we've got our Week 9 NFL game picks, outright versus the spread, along with our locks of the week, so make sure to tune in. If you enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter at All Day Pigskin to continue interacting with us there. Let us hear in the comment section, do you agree, disagree, along with any other questions you guys might have. We will do our best to answer them all. But with that being said, let's get right into it. And before looking at our breakdowns, I do want to highlight OddsJam once again because it continues to be the place that I use for all of my NFL betting research. And honestly, whether it's the NFL or any other sport out there as well, OddsJam is the one-stop shop for it all because it guarantees you're going to get the best odds, maximize your profits. You can take advantage of things like live line shopping, the amazing tools that OddsJam has, whether you're a beginner or an expert. Their positive EV tool, which shows you line discrepancy so you know you're getting the best odds, giving you a mathematical edge and really guaranteed money in the long run, or their arbitrage tool, which gives you equal and opposite bets for a risk-free return. So make sure to check them out, link in the description. But with that being said, let's transition to our games. We start with the LA Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons. So if the LA Chargers weren't as banged up as they were, I'd be probably riding them here, not only outright, but on the spread. Spoiler, but right now, Keenan Allen hasn't played since week 1, not expected to play again. Mike Williams is going to miss 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. Their wide receivers extremely banged up. Austin Eckler is going to be the main guy here. I wouldn't be shocked if he catches like 10, 15 passes. It's going to be something ludicrous. Donald Parham is also out there, kind of backup tight end. So it's going to be Gerald Everett. It's going to be Josh Palmer, Eckler. And to be fair, though, I do think those backups, even with the injuries, are better than what the Atlanta Falcons are working with, which is kind of crazy. I mean, they have guys. They have Drake London. They have Kyle Pitts. They just don't get them involved. Marcus Mariota isn't that type of quarterback where he's going to air it out. The Falcons want to run the ball. They have that mentality at the coaching position. For what it's worth, Cordero Patterson expected to return this week. So that should be a nice little wrinkle to the offense, but I still don't think it's enough to beat the LA Chargers. They have the advantage at running back. They still have the advantage at the pass catching positions. They have the advantage big time at quarterback, at defense. Give me the LA Chargers to win outright. However, on the spread, Atlanta at +3. It's not a huge number. Ideally here, I would get this to +3.5, +4 for Atlanta. And then I'd go with the Falcons on the spread. Look, the Chargers, even when they've won, they have not blown out teams. They play down to the level of their competition. I think the Falcons at home are a good pick on the spread. Moving on, we've got the Miami Dolphins at the Chicago Bears. The Bears underdogs here, as you would expect. They are getting +4 at home. I do like the Miami Dolphins. Look, the Chicago Bears put up a decent effort versus the Cowboys last week. A lot of offensive success, but the defense absolutely doomed them. And it's not getting any better. The Bears trading away their best defensive player, arguably their best player overall, Roquan Smith, to the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to be a tough guy to replace. Sure, they added Chase Claypool offensively at wide receiver, but I don't really think that moves the needle all too much. Justin Fields isn't a guy that's going to be throwing for 300-plus yards a game. He's going to rely on his legs. And even though Miami Dolphins aren't anything special defensively, they have their issues from time to time. Offensively, I don't think the Bears are going to be able to keep pace with Tyreek, with Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert. As long as Tua is healthy and plays the majority in this game, I don't see how the Dolphins don't win. I think they pull away late as the game progresses. Give me Miami +4, not that huge of a number. Again, Chicago without Roquan, one of the worst defenses now in the league to end out the year. In my estimation, I will take the Miami Dolphins outright and on the spread. Then we go to the Carolina Panthers at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Panthers, valiant effort, ultimately losing in overtime versus the Atlanta Falcons. PJ Walker playing a lot better than Baker Mayfield. I feel like if it was Baker Mayfield, I would be taking without hesitation the opponents here that the Panthers are facing. Not that I'm necessarily not doing that now, but at least on the spread, you got to think about Carolina. And I definitely am here. The Bengals, very, very disappointing this last week versus the Cleveland Browns, losing that game. Sure, they were without Jamar Chase, but, I mean, you've still got Joe Burrow, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, they're a very up and down team, the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they are the better squad, don't get me wrong. But right now, PJ Walker, the new head coaching approach, it's a situation where the Panthers are staying close in games. I don't think the Cincinnati Bengals are an elite team this year. I think that the Carolina can hang around, maybe get some garbage time points. And I'm going to take them on the spread. Again, they're getting a touchdown. They're at +7, essentially. So I'll take Carolina there. But again, at the end of the day, Cincinnati at home, the better quarterback, the better pass catchers. Defensively, I think it's kind of comparable. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals to win outright, but Carolina on the spread. Then we go to the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. This is going to be a high-scoring affair. The Detroit Lions defense, absolutely atrocious. Green Bay is all types of bad this year. They cannot buy a win. The Detroit Lions still underdogs at +3.5. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions on the spread. I'm still going to ride with the Green Bay Packers offensively, and I think they can win this game. But look, it's a game where I would not be shocked if the Lions pull off the upset. I really, really do think it's very possible with the way the Packers have played. Allen Lazard might miss this game as well. So that's TBD. For the Packers, it's pretty much going to be Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Romeo Doubs. But I think that could be enough versus this Detroit Lions defense. Detroit, look, you got DeAndre Swift returning. He's still not 100% though, unfortunately. Amon-Ra's there. They trade away T.J. Hawkinson, which kind of crazy to me, to the Minnesota Vikings. So I guess there's going to be more targets for, again, Amon-Ra, for the other guys here. But I'm going to ride with the Green Bay Packers. I think the advantage at quarterback, the slightly better defense, and just, being able to face one of the worst, I guess, defenses in the NFL and a team that Aaron Rodgers knows so well, advantage Green Bay. Give me the Packers to win outright, but the Detroit Lions on the spread. Then we go to the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Raiders getting absolutely, goose-egged this last week. Couldn't score a single point versus the New Orleans Saints. That was a shocker, definitely. They are favored here. Jacksonville is at +2. I do think the Raiders are the better team. Look, it all just goes how Derek Carr goes pretty much for the Raiders. If he doesn't make mistakes and the Raiders are close, then that sets up the rushing attack, which takes pressure off Derek Carr, which makes the offense go a lot smoother. I think that they can bounce back here versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars don't scare me all that much. The Raiders defense, though, again, not elite, so I think the Jaguars can have some success here, even if it's, guys like a Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, not elite guys is what I'm trying to say. And Trevor Lawrence has struggled. There's no other way to put it. Just hasn't delivered on the expectations put on him. So that's also something to watch for. But at the end of the day, I'd rather go with Derek Carr right now, as crazy as that sounds, with the type of game he's coming off of. Give me the Raiders here to bounce back. I think it's going to be a game where, it's kind of close, but the spread at +2 doesn't give me a lot of confidence. It's close to a pick 'em. Give me the Raiders outright and on the spread. Then we go to the Indianapolis Colts at the New England Patriots. So again, it's Ellinger at quarterback for New England. Mac Jones moving forward. But for the Colts, they're going to be without Jonathan Taylor in this game. Huge, huge loss. So it's going to be Deion Jackson at running back here. They traded away Naheem Hines to the Buffalo Bills. So you got Michael Pittman, Deion Jackson, not all too much else going on here offensively. And even though the Patriots aren't world beaters offensively, I think they can dominate this game. I think they can win big time. I think this is just a very bad matchup for the Colts. Give me the Patriots here. I think that defense is going to stifle Indy. And I think they're going to have a big day. Ramondre Stevenson going to run all over them. Damian Harris not expected to play. This is the exact type of game plan Bill Belichick wants for his offense. Give me the Patriots to win. They're favored by -5.5. I think they cover that. I don't have any confidence in Ellinger. Give me the Patriots outright and on the spread. Then we go to the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Look, this is an easy one. One of the biggest spreads of the week. The Jets +11.5. I mean, folks, come on. Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, you add Naheem Hines. It's going to be a blowout. It will. There's no other way around it. Zach Wilson not meant for these type of games. He really isn't. Shootouts are now what the New York Jets want to get into. And on top of that, facing one of the best defenses in the NFL. Give me the Buffalo Bills all day, every day. This is a wrap, and I'm even going to take them on the spread. Then we go to the Minnesota Vikings at Washington. So we've got Kirk Cousins versus Washington here. That'll be interesting. TJ Hawkinson joining the team after the trade with the Lions. That's going to be a nice addition. I think he's, to me, he's a top 5 tight end in the NFL. It's just going to be, is he utilized like one? You still got Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. And I have more faith in Kirk Cousins and that offense than I do in Washington with Heineke, with Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson. I just think that the Vikings with Kirk Cousins, even though he can be up and down, just like Heineke, he is more steady, he is more consistent, less up and down than a Heineke. So give me the Minnesota Vikings to win this game. Washington is at +3. If you can tease that to +4, +5, I actually would sprinkle some money on Washington on the spread, but if it stays at +3, I will pick the Vikings there. Next up, we've got the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals, divisional clash in the NFC West, and I say this all the time. With these games, you throw the record out the window, anything can happen. First time they played, Seattle pretty easily took care of business versus Arizona. Wouldn't be shocked if that happens again here. For what it's worth, Arizona is favored. They're -2 on the spread. Look, right now, James Conner still banged up. He might not play. Could be the Benjamin show. DeAndre Hopkins, he's played great. He's getting all the targets in the world. But what you need is a full 4 quarters from this Arizona offense. And Kyler Murray, that's what it is. Seattle is winning games with Geno Smith, even though he's not as talented as Kyler Murray, because he's playing smart football. And, quarter to quarter, you know what to expect from Geno Smith. Whereas with the Arizona Cardinals, that's not the case. Seattle, look, Kenneth Walker's doing great. He's probably a front runner for Rookie of the Year. Then you've got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf staying healthy enough to contribute. So I wouldn't be shocked if Seattle wins this game at all. I think it makes sense to hedge your bets here. I mean, since Arizona is favored at -2, Seattle going with them on the spread, it'd be the easy pick. Also would kind of make sense to take them on the money line. I just think this game could go either way. That's why I tend to hedge my bets with these NFC West divisional clashes. If I have to pick one of these ways to bet, whether money line or on the spread, I will say I feel much more confident on the spread with Seattle there. Then we go to the LA Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Talk about two absolutely underperforming teams. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers really, really struggling. The LA Rams getting blown out by the San Francisco 49ers. The Bucs, honestly, they're the home team here. I'll give them the slight advantage. Cooper Kupp a little bit banged up. He's expected to play for the Rams. They have zero rushing attack with Darrell Henderson, Cam Akers, whoever. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers not far behind. But at least they're getting more from Leonard Fournette as a pass catcher. I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to be able to do a little bit more. Defensively, both these sides are up and down. I'm going to go with the home team here, but they're -3 on the spread. I don't love that. That seems kind of like a big number, as crazy as that sounds for the Bucs. So I'm actually going to go with the LA Rams on the spread. And then finally, we've got the Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs. The biggest spread of the week officially at -12.5 for Kansas City. And look, if Ryan Tannehill doesn't play in this game, he's a game-time decision. This one can get even uglier than that. I mean, pretty easy to see that Malik Willis, based on last week, wasn't to be trusted as a passer. Now, he's going to have to be one in this game if he is the quarterback, but if it is, I think this Kansas City Chiefs defense is going to eat them alive. I think they're going to have a lot of success. I give the Titans a lot more credit here. If Ryan Tannehill is the guy, it's going to make this offense a lot smoother. But as great as Derrick Henry is, he cannot keep pace with this Kansas City Chiefs offense. Travis Kelce, Juju Smith. You've also added Kadarius Toney, even though I'm not sure how much of a contributor he's going to be. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game outright for sure. And then the caveat, if Ryan Tannehill doesn't play, I'm also going to go with them on the spread. If he does, I'll give the Titans a little bit benefit of the doubt and take them on the spread. But with that, we wrap up our pick'ems. Now looking at our locks of the week, let's start with Miami versus the Chicago Bears. Look, the Bears are obviously focusing in on 2023. They're trading away their top guys. That defense, one of the worst in the league. I think Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are going to take advantage of that. Give me the Miami Dolphins as a lock there. Then Indianapolis versus the New England Patriots. I don't believe in Ellinger. I think that this is the exact type of matchup that Bill Belichick wants. His defense, their rushing attack, and just a game-managing type of performance from Mac Jones. Give me the Patriots. Then Buffalo at the New York Jets. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Give me the Buffalo Bills to absolutely donkey the Jets. And then finally, Tennessee at the Kansas City Chiefs. So even if Ryan Tannehill plays, the only thing that changes for me is the Titans on the spread, but outright, we are riding with the Kansas City Chiefs regardless. And with that, we wrap up our Week 9 NFL game picks outright versus the spread, along with their locks of the week. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter at AllDayPigskin to continue interacting with us there. Let us hear in the comment section. Do you agree, disagree, along with any other questions you guys might have? We will do our best to answer them all. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys in future videos.